Welcome to the Risk Analysis and Management. Um, Today, the topic of discussion is application of cause and effect diagram to risk analysis. Cause and effect diagram is also known as fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Um, Fishbone diagram is very much obvious that the number of causes for a single major effect is just resembles as a fish bone. So there is a head which is representing the effect, and the skeleton is filled by the causes. So it just resembles to the fishbone. That's why it's called a fishbone diagram. And the second reason that it's called a Ishikawa diagram, it's because the Ishikawa in 1960 um, has used this cause and effect diagram extensively in the Kawasaki shipyard. So, by extensive utilization of this fishbone or the cause and effect diagram in the Kawasaki shipyard, it get it has received so much popularity during that time that now uh, this cause and effect diagram is a major tool for most of the operation management, project management, and the risk assessment management. So if you are doing any of the managerial activity, it's involved the organization management or the risk management, you have to deal with this cause and effect diagram for most of the time. So what are the major ingredients of this cause and effect diagram, how we can construct it, because it's not simple that we just have a causes and we have it the causes lead to a effect, and just we have to mention these causes on the skeleton and the name the effect as something, and we have a some pretty naive nice looking picture. No, it's not like this. It's very mathematical in sense. By end of this cause and effect discussion, you will know that whatever we plot on this fishbone diagram, it has some value, and because of the value we are mentioning the causes, major causes, the sub causes, and their position. It's all depend upon the values. So you will learn a lot um, in this cause and effect calculation. So cross your finger and let's hope for the best. The logical scheme of cause and effect diagram commences with the problem identification, then it comes a definition of main and secondary causes. Main and secondary causes can also be seen as major and the minor causes. Then you have to complete the cause and effect diagram. After completion of the cause and effect diagram, you have to analyze it. If the analysis is acceptable, then your whole diagram is completed. If it's not, then you have to review any of the step, either diagram analysis or the completion of the cause and effect diagram, identification of main and secondary causes, or the first step, maybe your problem identification is wrong. So you have to perform the series of steps, whatever is in need of that event. So you have to modify it and you have to repeat this process again. Once it is acceptable, then your final diagram is ready. Else you have to do the little iteration at each step. To clear the concept of cause and effect diagram, let's do an example. The problem is a company is losing the specialist. As you know that in every company there are different positions, and different positions are lead by the specialist of that area. For example, An IT manager is the specialist of uh, the field of IT, and normally the IT manager, it leads the IT team. Similarly, the human resource manager, he manages the whole human resource of the company. So the human resource manager is basically a specialist. Similarly, a production manager, he is a specialist to um, perform series of activities on different process that happen in the production. And basically the production manager, he controls the labor who perform several function on the job floor. So he's a specialist. um, let's say we are making the word specialist not very specific, just for the sake of convenience. You can choose this specialist, either the IT specialist, agile specialist, production manager, or whatever you have in your mind. But for the sake of simplicity, I am taking the example that a company is losing the specialist on a regular basis. So the major causes, maybe there are six, which are maybe the management is not good, or the organization as a whole is not favorable. Either the location of the company is so poor, maybe the market demand is totally changed, or the professional horizon is the cause that is affecting this the job of this specialist, or maybe are not giving the favorable benefits to the specialist. That's why they are gone. These are the main or major causes that can be easily identified. To complement it, to dig it more, you have a secondary causes, just as lack of efficiency, excessive hierarchy, peripheral area, big demand, deprofessionalization, reduced salaries, conflict situation, ineffective communication, poor condition, low competitiveness, overqualification, lack of incentives. What is actually happening, that these minor or secondary causes basically are the reflection of one of the major causes. So what are you doing at first? At first you will define the major causes, which are the which can be easily identified, just as management, organization, location, market, professional horizon, and the benefits. Then you have to deal with each of the major causes individually, and then you can define the secondary and the minor causes, maybe 1, 2, 3, or whatever you want. So each of the major causes are supplemented by the secondary or the minor causes. If we put in the this major and the minor causes in the cause and effect diagram, or fishbone diagram, or Ishikawa diagram, then it will appear like this. So what is happening here? The fish head is the effect. Effect is losing the specialist. A company is losing the specialist. So losing the specialist is effect, and it will be the head of fish. Whereas the major causes, just as the management, organization, location, market, professional horizon, and the benefits, these are the major causes or the main causes, and they are on the extreme edge of the fish skeleton. Whereas the bones of the fish on each of these major causes are the minor or the secondary causes. For example, in case of location, the two minor causes maybe are peripheral area and the poor condition. Similarly, benefits, lack of incentives, and reduced salaries. Organization, maybe the minor causes are excessive hierarchy or ineffective communication. Professional horizon, maybe the deprofessionalization and overqualification are the two major issues, two minor issues which are complemented in the professional horizon. The major cause is management, and the lack of efficiency and conflict situation are the minor causes that are coupled to this major cause. Similarly, the market is either there is a big demand for the specialists in the market, or there is no competitiveness in the market. So these two reasons or the minor causes are joined by this market. Actually, these major causes, just as management, organization, location, market, professional horizon, benefits, and these minor causes, peripheral area till low competitiveness, these are defined by the some highly skilled people who are in the top position of organization. So basically they have to define what are the causes that is leading toward losing the specialist on regular basis. So the problem is very much simple. The company and it's very known to the company. The problem do exist if it is known to the company. If the problem is a minor, then it's not much interest for the company as well. So the major things that have to be dealt by the company. So the major thing is the company is losing specialists on regular basis. That's why this losing the specialists is the effect, and for this effect there are number of causes, and the causes, they are major causes and the minor causes, and each of the major causes is coupled with the minor causes, and by this way you are constructing a well defined fishbone structure. And if you can see, by just viewing this fishbone diagram, you can easily identify what are the major causes and what are the minor one. If you list these major causes and the minor causes just as in the previous slide, then the things become very much bored and difficult to realize. Whereas a fishbone diagram, if you plot the things, if you just like the major causes at the extreme ends and the minor causes are coupling the as a fish bones, they are integrated to the backbone of the fish, leading toward the cause, which is losing specialist. So by doing this formulation of fishbone diagram, the thing become very simple for you to get analyze and then find what are the associated problems that you have to deal at first, and what are the problems you can ignore. But at first you have to define these major causes coupled with the minor causes, and all of them you have to plot on this fishbone diagram. The very interesting thing that the thing that looks simple in the fishbone diagram has some history, means to say that to define management, organization and location at one side, and the market, professional horizon and benefits on the other side, it has some logic. Also, the lack of efficiency is near to the management or the major cause, whereas conflict is a bit away from the management or the major cause. Similarly, if we take the location, location is a major cause. The peripheral area is very close to the location, whereas poor condition is a bit away from this location. So the more closer the minor cause is toward the location, the higher weightage of this minor cause will be. In the next lecture, I will define you the rules, that what are the rules that rules for the construction of this fishbone diagram. Although the major causes and the minor causes are known to us, but how we have to put these major causes and the minor causes on the fishbone diagram, so that the things become systematic, and once they are systematic, then we can easily analyze them. Thank you for paying attention. Same, I will ask, if you have any question, then please ask via Google Classroom or WhatsApp group. Thank you.